Alright, hey, hello, coming to you again from my top secret bunker here at Lake 16 in Washington. Talk to you real quick about Vortex and shape technology. So, I reserve the right to be wrong about anything. I'm not an expert, I'm not an engineer. Um, that being said, moving on. Vortex technology and Victor Schauberger. I've mentioned him in other videos. So, what is Vortex technology? To my understanding, it is essentially UFO technology. Victor Schauberger was a Swedish professor in the early 1900s, and he was kidnapped by the Nazis, and he was put to work. And he invented the Nazi bell and the flying saucers that were seen by United States airmen during World War II. And I don't think they were had time to really weaponize these crafts like they wanted to. Either that, or there was a much bigger plan at work, and they weren't allowed to weaponize the crafts. Then that leads into Operation Paperclip, and things like what the Bush family were responsible for, Prescott Bush, and bringing the Nazis over here, many war criminals. So that's a whole other thing. I'm getting off topic. So Vortex technology, Victor mentioned that when he was first beginning his studies in the sciences, that he noticed he was curious about how fish swam and how birds flew in the sort of what took place as the water moved around the fish and the air moved around the birds. And he came to this conclusion that fish did not swim, they were swam, and birds did not fly, they were flown. And by these forces that are at work in nature. And this led to a bunch of really top secret research that has apparently propelled a lot of top secret technology to this day. So everything I have very limited information and a lot of speculation. So then shape technology. I didn't come up with this term. I'm not able to find a lot about it, and I don't remember where I heard it. But it's essentially like the pyramids. And so it's been a long day at work. It was a long, cold, miserable, wet day. I haven't had time to go through and find any information yet. Like the name of that Russian physicist in the early 1900s. You can find this on Google or on YouTube. How this Russian physicist, was studying beetles, and he took this beetle's wing, and I guess it's the same with the scarab in Egypt. It has some similar principle about it, but this particular beetle that this guy was working with was able to fly because of the shape of its wings, and he was able to create this a levitating device just by gluing a bunch of these beetles' wings to the underside of this wooden pallet, and he put a little handle on it. Looked like a freaking scooter with no wheels, but he was able to levitate like 18 feet in the air, 20 feet in the air, something like that, crazy. And it's because of the shape of the beetle's wings. And this principle is also revealed through like pyramids. So, and like I said, I'm not an engineer or an expert, and I reserve the right to be wrong at all times, but it's my belief of every theory and idea that I've heard tossed around out there that the pyramids most likely were a power plant instead of a tomb or something. And they make points like it's a massive structure, and it took a lot of effort and a lot of material to make this work. And generally, people only put that much effort, and societies only put that much work into stuff that feeds them back or gives back to them. Like, for example, dams. Dams are very large structures that require lots of resources and material and lots of work. Power plants. So I believe it's a power plant, and I'm not dealing about a long shot, and it's not my idea. So anyways, but it's something about the shape of the pyramid that makes it effective as a conduit of energy or as a transformer of some kind for either pulling energy out of the earth or drawing it into the earth. I don't know. But if you study the layout of megalithic structures around the world, they're on ley lines. But not only are they on ley lines, but but they're at cross points of the ley lines around the world. So ley lines are these geomagnetic energy lines that crisscross the whole world, and where they intersect, and they don't just go like all over the place like they're limited. And they come into the earth and they come out and they keep going in all directions. It's a really fascinating thing to look into. So these structures being at these convergent points is very suspicious. And so that being said, look up Nikola Tesla if you don't know much about him. Nikola Tesla. He may not even have been a real person. That's this whole other weird, conspiracy stuff. I'm into a bunch of fringe type ideas. So that being said, also this has to do with 0 point energy and free energy. And 0 point energy essentially is the idea that there's energy all around us in the air that you can harness it. We can harness it and just draw it out and use it like electricity. Nikola Tesla had examples of this in the early 1900s. So that would be shape technology. Something about the shape of the pyramid allows it to manipulate energy and transform it or transfer it or conduct it in some way or store it, whatever it does. And the same with the wings of that beetle. The shape was significant. And in other videos, I'm going to start talking about the Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio and that spiral and that fantastic perfect ratio, like fingerprints, and how that pattern exists on my life. I've seen that pattern overlap in my life, in my experience and existence. It's this really neat thing, and that also plays into the Vortex technology and the golden ratio and Fibonacci sequence and 0 point energy. And so if you don't know 0 point energy, the best way I'm able to describe 0 point energy, as opposed to just stuff that exists in the air around us, and that geomagnetic, those ley lines, is consider this, that your body is alive, right? So you got this living body, and your body has this bioelectric current that moves through it. But inside your body's made up of lots of living things. Your cells are alive. There's parasites. There's bacteria. There's viruses. There's good bacteria, bad bacteria. You got your immune response system agents. It's a fascinating thing, the human body. It's but to all of these things that live and dwell inside your body, to them, that bioelectric current is 0 point energy. Just an idea, just a way for me to describe it. So there you go. That's my take on vortex and shape technology, and more or less the gist of what I know about it. I don't, like I said, I just got off work. It's been a long day, and I don't have all my notes out, and I haven't looked up any information on it really in some time. So hey, God bless you all. Thanks for the conversation, and you're a true blessing to me, and for watching and commenting and subscribing. And thank you so much. Hey, enjoy the ride. God bless. Amen.